Good morning, Sonic and Dracula. How you doing today?
Doing well, man. Just recovering from the fourth weekend. Um, I kind of went like the opposite direction. For some reason, I decided to drink a lot on the fifth and not the fourth.
I get it.
Yeah. So, and then when you get old, it takes you like 2 days to fully get over a hangover. So I feel like I'm still working on it.
Oh, who are you telling, buddy? Me, I'm personally, you know what? We're both sick. I'm recovering from like a bit of a head cold, dude. I've been laid up. I've been taking Zyrtec, sponsor of the show, Zyrtec, and Sudafed, and I've been freaked up, dude. It's been like
I'll have to say that's a freaked up combo, man. That's like.
I didn't know if it was illegal or not or bad. Like I went to a nurse and I was like, "Is it okay if I take this?" And she didn't seem to have a problem with it, but it did put my ass to sleep like nobody's business, dude. I was going to sleep at like 11 a.m., dude. Like I was sleeping from like 11 a.m. to like 4 p.m. and I'd watch like a movie and then I'd sleep again. So look, I'm back, dude. Our chain is sick. Yeah, that's right, Mendoza. See,
I clicked at the same time you did.
I'm the avatar of the Sonic network, so my health is directly tied to the networks. Oh, I also wanted to bring this up. I don't know if you know this, but the Hosanna song gets us banned in Russia. We can't stream in Russia.
I'm still trying to like wrap my head around that one. That when you put out these like streams, you sometimes you can get a strike if like you have, sometimes like the videos we have at the beginning will have like a song in it that YouTube strikes or whatever. And, we just have to cut the clip, that part of the clip out real fast so that like we can keep the recording or whatever. And I've never been able to wrap my head around that that Hosanna song for whatever in Russia.
Yeah. So I think it's something else because one, I doubt, look, from my experience with Russia on the internet, they don't really have the strongest copyright laws. Or IP laws, and two, like you're right, it's like such an not obscure song, but like the thing it records is like a 1970s like Baptist church's recording of the song Hosanna. So
it is like so obscure, like
why the Russians would have a problem with us using it. There's got to be something else. They just don't want to spread the gospel, is what it is, dude. They don't want to spread the gospel of Sonic Chan to the west, I
guess. But yeah, it's so funny because it's like still to this day I get that email about like you have a strike or whatever, and I'm like, oh great, what happened? And then I'm like, oh yeah, for whatever reason the Baptist church recording from 1973 or whatever is like not allowed in Russia. Somebody's like mad that they're not getting their royalties on that. So
fair enough. It's fair enough. If that's how they want to play business, that's how they'll play business. We'll find another way to get into Russia.
That's now, right.
Let's take a look at the charts here. What do we got, dude? Because, I've been sick. I've been looking at it. Am I in the money? Dude?
Not yet, but I figure we'll look at Bitcoin first. Everything's kind of – we've been – we were like green for a day and then we're red for a day. I don't know. Everything's still just kind of like in a little bit of flux right now. It had been a minute since we had like a little tariff drama, but we had a little tariff drama towards the end of the week. The market went red. Then over the weekend, they basically extended once again for the remaining countries that have not like wrapped up their tariff deals. So they pushed it to August. So they've kicked the can again. So I guess now we're in safer territory. But yeah, Bitcoin, we'll get to the alts in a second. But looking at the Bitcoin weekly, this to me looks like Bitcoin is about to have another leg up, which is insane. We've totally claimed this resistance. This is the week chart, so we're looking pretty good as far as like, sitting above like 108, whatever area. I don't know. It looks like once again, Bitcoin is probably going to rip. If you look at dominance, still we've had insane dominance for the last couple of weeks, 65%. Honestly, let's see if I can see the whole deal here. This might be a dominance all-time high. I'm trying to look over here in 2021, but you can't really count pre pre-COVID Bitcoin. But I mean, if you're not looking at pre-COVID Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, you're basically looking at all-time high dominance right now, which is just,
wow,
it's crazy.
It's alt season. Alt season's dead, dude. I've been seeing posts about it. Alt season is dead. It's never gonna happen again. It's fake. It's gone, dude.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think that they might be right. It's all that's left is Sonic season, dude. It's all we can hope for now.
Yeah, and I mean, Sonic, like I said, everybody kind of had a bit of a tumble with the tariff stuff. Then over the weekend, we kind of got recovered. So right now, same deal. We're trying to break back out. I might draw a little line there. Seems to be holding about 30 cents. It's like you said you said it some way. You're like, I'd really like us to blast over like 34, 35 cents. Mm-hmm. That would be nice. I got a feeling right now, this drop is coming in like a week, or a week and 5 days. I don't know. I can't remember what the window was. I think it's the 15th through the 20th or something. I got a feeling we're going to be a little flat till we get through this airdrop. But the upside of that is I think day one on this NFT claim, you're probably going to be able to get some crazy deals from people that have not really paid a lot of attention. People that are just kind of like, the kind of like what we're having right now with the Yap farmers. You got the people that were just farming for the airdrop. They're ready to get their money and, go on to the next thing. I think we're going to have some pretty good opportunities. If S is still around 30 cents, who knows what you're going to be able to scoop some of these NFTs at in these first few days of the drop.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of nuts. The question is it priced in, dude? Is it priced in?
Oh, I know. It's like everyone's favorite meme that it's like, I mean, it's not even a meme. There's so many people that say everything's priced in. I look at it two ways. All right. First of all, I don't really think it's priced in necessarily, right? The reason I say this is because I think that there are a lot of people that have just farmed this because they're farmers, and I don't think they've even really paid attention to what all these airdrop mechanics are going to be. Mm-hmm. So I think you are going to see some initial shock. You're going to see people freaking out. Oh, I didn't know I had to do this or do that. Now, the upside is people getting rid of their NFTs does not touch the price at all, right? Mm-hmm. People listing and selling their NFTs does not dump S any further, right? Now you have to think that only 25% of the drop is liquid. So I think people are going to be surprised that on drop day or whatever, I wouldn't be shocked to see price actually not really be that affected, honestly.
Yeah, I could see it being less significant than expected, just because a lot of people were kind of expecting a larger airdrop in general for a lot of their shit.
Exactly. People are thinking of the day Blast launched or the day Arb launched or, whatever. It's like, it's not going to be the same,
But there is, I guess, a point of concern for me is how liquid the NFT markets are going to be, where if they're sufficiently liquid enough, then, you'll see essentially OTC trades for liquid S with this non-liquid asset, and then they'll just dump that immediately, which would be, whatever the premium they're paying for it taken off the top, right? So you could still see a 75% dump or some shit. Not a 75% dump of the price, but 75% dump of the NFT's value or something.
Yeah, like I said, I think there will be a lot of probably a lot of chaos those first couple days in terms of pricing on NFTs. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely going to be watching, seeing what's happening.
Louis Dang is just waiting for us to bleed, dude. He wants to buy in cheaper, bro. He's a killer.
Yeah, Louis Dang is out here, man. He's watching. He's waiting for you to list your NFT for a 40-50% discount.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna close my long here. No, I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that. The price is too good. I can't close my long until it's in the negative.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's a hard time for it's a hard time. Like, it's a hard time to trade alts right now, is what I'm gonna say. I've gotten chopped up on perps the last week and a half or so. I have one long that I had open since like ridiculously. Well, I guess I can say it on the show. It's a hype long, and it's very old, and I've had it open forever, and I refuse to close it. And that's really the only thing I still got open, because everything else I thought I was being smart about, I got chopped up. I just don't think we're not ready to move yet, I don't think. And that's not just Sonic. That's like all alts right now. I think we're kind of in a bit of a holding crab pattern again here right now. So
yeah. Well, just because we're in a holding crab pattern for, price doesn't mean that the builders are in a holding crab pattern. Are we, Trek? Builders.
Yeah, let's stop talking about crabs and start talking about the hogs.
Hedgehogs.
Hi guys, listening very close to your doom prognosis of our future, but like, I don't know. I have faith. I have a lot of faith for us.
No, and it's I'm definitely not a doomer on it. Now there are people that are like the airdrop's happening and it's like it's over. We're going to like 15 cents and this and that. I think that it's more of like a prepare for impact, prepare for volatility.
Yeah.
But with that comes opportunity. So
Exactly, and we're not talking about just some random project who is airdropping something. Like, we are talking about a chain who has like very strong fundamentals, like very strong core team, really like vision, delivering something. So it's not like just everybody is waiting for airdrop and then we go to zero. Like, of course, like you said, it will be volatile. We might dip like a lot, but it's just those like weak hands, paper hands are selling their airdrop for cheap, and like. Once I'm totally on the same page with your thesis that I think we will be grinding these levels until all the airdrops are done and all the way kind of this stage of uncertainty of what will be happen with those like assets when they are dropped, when it's cleared. I think then we will be ready for next leg up.
Yeah, and I mean on the upside, I've been on many like Phantom's always been home, Sonic is home, but I have friends on lots of other networks. I dabble in other networks, and what I can tell you is people I know that I typically respect as like smart traders, smart investors. Just in this last week, I've had like 3 or 4 people talking about how like these are people that are not in the Sonic eco, that are outside and they're watching and they're saying, yeah, I think this is like the bottom for Sonic. I'm coming in when the NFTs hit, or I'm about to like start buying. So I think there is like this sentiment that Sonic is undervalued right now, which is a good thing for us. Yeah, I think that people see kind of like what you were just saying. I think people see the team, see the vision, see the tech, and are saying, yeah, this is like actually undervalued still.
Definitely. When you are able to see it kind of behind the scenes, kind of what is really happening, what is really the core team, what kind of professionalism they had on what they do, and you compare it to any other chain, how the founders, the core team are interacting with the community, especially with the builders, you see that there's really something like unique on it, and that kind of for me gives a lot of respect. And really I think myself it's totally undervalued right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's people on the sidelines. They're watching. They're ready to put their money in. This happens with a lot of the airdrops I've seen. That people that are interested in projects that have airdrops that are looking to spend like significant money, they might be farming, but when they're actually putting capital in is around this time when the drop's going to happen. They're waiting to see like what the sell pressure is going to look like to, hopefully get that even better deal. So yeah, like I said, there's there's going to be a lot of volatility, but I think in a good way, as long as you just, try not to get overly emotional. Like I said, I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't actually see like anything significant on the price, but could be wrong on that. I mean, it's still, a decent amount of tokens, but all in all, I think that, the sentiment is still bullish. I mean, S is down, but everything is down right now in the alt world. So
what is the price target for us to pull out our still sideline memes? I think like it's 50 cent will be when I will starting posting like still sideline. Are you getting in?
Oh, shoot, I might be posting at 40 cents, dude. If that's how I feel the momentum would be turning, you know what I mean?
Okay, I will be sharing those then.
Yeah, he says, I don't think price is going to dump as much as everyone thinks. 25-cent low, that's it. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I think that, like I said, I think there is going to be a surprising amount of people that do not realize that they are not getting their drop fully liquid, and there's going to be some comedy on the timeline for sure.
Always.
So yeah, man, you guys have been pretty busy, lots of spaces, lots of podcasts, lots of streams and all that. Like, what's been going on over in your world?
All good, like you said, have been very busy with all of this what you just mentioned, plus like IRL events, which takes like a week to go and week to come out of it. Still kind of a processing what happened, like HCC trying to hitting the gym like almost 2 times a day, just kind of try to spank all the sin out of my life last week out of it. But we'll be very busy. We are aiming to launch in this quarter. We will be soon releasing our liquidity bootstrapping program, like real soon, and just kind of trying to keep up with the schedules, trying to keep up that everything is rolling out. And now we have a lot of simultaneously stuff happening at the same time. So keeping very busy, but enjoying every moment. I try from hustle and try from all the environments, like quick changing environments. So I'm couldn't be more happier in this.
Well, so people that aren't familiar, why don't you introduce yourself and explain Hedgehog a little bit? Yeah,
for sure. My favorite subject, Hedgehog. So I'm Esko, co-founder of Hedgehog Protocol. On what we are doing, we are creating a synthetic block space, which allows you to hedge and trade any on-chain expenses what you have. So basically, we have a lot of different derivatives, a lot of different markets under umbrella of on-chain expense. It can be Bitcoin transaction fee, it can be base fee, it can be priority fees, which is very, very important. It can be funding rates, basically anything what you have inside of block space which has volatileness in it, you can trade and you can hedge on it. So we create basically liquid market for any volatileness what you have on block space.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I don't know, I'm definitely excited to see how this pans out, because I think it's like a unique primitive. I think we were talking on a spaces where it was like even you guys were even like working on like kind of being able to like speculate on FEM on projects, which I thought sounded really cool. Yeah,
that is bit of a different approach and bit of a different design. So that will be a auction. So the projects who will receiving future incentives, they can auction those future incentives. So now this enables, and this is very important for projects who are not yet bootstrapped with liquidity. So you have a launched project, but you are not raised yet, or you are like smallish project, you are not even raising, you are kind of depending on the fees what you are generating on like FEM and the fees what your protocol is generating. So now you know that, okay, you have users. So now you know that you will be having a FEM incentive in the future. So what we are able to do is to auction that incentive. So basically the project get instant liquidity, and whoever speculate on the auction, whatever like win or lose, of course it's speculation how much they really generate those VMs in the future. So yeah, that is like very exciting what we are doing like specifically on for Sonic.
And what like your protocol is interesting because like you can kind of like speculate on really like just about anything on any chain or network. So what like brought you guys into Sonic? What made you like think about deploying over there?
It was the team. It was Johan. It was a team of Sonic core team. So we got grants from multiple chains, and then we got on a call with Sonic. And basically it was clear from the first call that what kind of ecosystem support we will be getting from Sonic, from the core team, from the chain itself. And where are you a project which is just launching, the more you need is not the money, is really the support to kind of open the doors, have a validation of the chain, of the users, of the community, of the other projects. And at the end of the day, you receive grant from some other chains. It's just money, it's just tokens, and it's just kind of a shout out on their Twitter page or 10% discount from audit. And that is what is called ecosystem support, like normally. But like I said, from the first call, it was very obvious that we really will be getting a lot of support from these guys. And they even gave us the idea for this fee monetization, that built something around that fee monetization. And then the kind of the idea of the auctions and everything came from there. So it was just the feeling what we got, and I can say on the matter of our entire team, like we haven't like regretted, like the real traction which our project got and is now receiving is because we went to the Sonic, is because that we are not covered in noise of other play. Like you have a project on Sonic, but there's just kind of so many real projects that are really trying to deliver some DeFi or anything important for the industry at some point. And if you go to like a bigger chains, you kind of dive to the noise, like you are just one of the big part of that chain. So the amount of validation what we got almost instantly when we came to Sonic and when we decided just to launch on Sonic was insane. But yeah, it was the Johan was a good seller. Like he said, he sold like Sonic good. And of course, because we are involved with the derivatives as like part of the product stack, the fast finality, the all the tech in Sonic, it's enables to do kind of a products what we cannot do on other chains.
Yeah, man. You got a question here. Dish says, when are we eating reindeer?
We'll be eating. That's a quick question. Maybe on our next side event.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing that meant you were in Vienna.
Finland, and like Lapland, the northern part of Finland. I think that was like fun to that. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh fuck! Now I'm promising a lot because the price of reindeer meat. It's not cheap. We
need to tokenize reindeer meat and put it on Sonic.
Yeah, we need to tokenize. Yeah, that's what you will speculate. You need to hedge the reindeer meat price. You can almost compare that to the oyster buffet what Sonic had in Vienna. So.
Hey, Corvo, I think you're muted.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that how you go band for band in Finland? Is like you go reindeer for reindeer?
Yeah, you
like
stack a pound of reindeer on the table, and then you just keep,
Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome. Also, you're giving a lot of praise to Johan. Shout out Johan. Connected with him recently. doing what he does best at ecosystem support. Now, we want to talk a little bit more about Hedgehog itself specifically, right? A little bit more about like synthetic block space. Like, what does that actually mean?
It means that you can create a market on any volatileness what is happening inside of a block space. And it's modular and it's synthetic. That means that we can do Bitcoin transaction fee trading and hedging on Sonic. So basically, Sonic is the settlement layer of everything, and we just create liquid asset, liquid market on top of Sonic.
I see. So it's kind of like creating like a central point from which I can speculate anywhere.
Yes, exactly. And the market, just what we need is that the market is demanded enough. So there's no point to create some debt market token for liquid token for some debt market. So this is one cool thing which is will be also left to DAO to decide that what kind of a market they really want to see. Like, we are very agile, we can create, and there's like a good example of that. What is important to be like a very, very agile, that the market can pop up like in anywhere in any time. Let's say like on the Bitcoin transaction fee, like Bitcoin transaction fees, but like there was really any relevancy on it, like anything. Nobody really kind of even used like Bitcoin for real, like the chain. But then some degen had the idea to have a make ordinals theory, create the ordinal standard, BRC20 rules, and all of a sudden you like the blocks are filled, mempool block in Bitcoin are filled with these transactions, and you kind of got it overnight. New market have like volatile market being created. So the modular synthetic block space and the model, the CDB model, what we are doing, it allows you to be agile. So if there's like a new market, we can quickly just kind of a pivot, change few lines in the code and adapt a new market. And our vision is really the hedging of for projects. Like we have, and this is like very cool. What I really love about Hedgehog, that is, we have two markets. We have a B2C market. We have those who want to speculate and make money, are just traders and speculators. They have a new asset class. They have a new fun way to interact with block space and speculate on different kind of markets and volatileness. But then we have businesses, we have a project who spends on gas, on Bitcoin transaction fees, on MEV, are spending huge amount of priority fees. Like 20% of entire MEV revenue is going to priority fees. Like they allocate that. They allocate that for priority fees. So those are participants who can hedge on the expense. So basically, they are making money by saving money as company. Like we have done this for ages, like Web2 companies and just like normal companies. If you are an airplane company, you hedge on the jet fuel. Like it's the same. Like now you are a company who are blockchain company. Your commodity is not the fuel, it's not the gas, it's not the gold, it's block space. This is what we enable them to produce.
That makes sense. So like you're giving businesses the opportunity to hedge against expense increases, right? Cool. Okay. What kind of interest are you seeing here from this already? Because you guys aren't live yet, right?
No. Yeah. Very much of interest. Like we have contacted a lot of MEV players, market makers who are spending a lot of money for transaction fees. DEX aggregators, like all who are involved and somehow are affected by block space. We're constantly on different chats and waiting. Like our first model, V1 model, will accommodate just B2C. but the V2 will be for business and like business hedgers. We already have a many partnerships will be kind of started to use the hedging solutions when the V2 will live. So, and now like it's more and more we get exposure, the more and more projects are approaching us to kind of learn about how they could hedge their expenses.
This is a really interesting business model to me. It reminds me a little bit of like energy credits almost. Probably the wrong way to look at it, but similar in that you buy, energy credits to offset the energy costs in your region.
Exactly. Bit of a different model, but the end game is the purpose is the same.
Yeah, it seems to be much more like marketified, a more fluid, liquid market.
Yeah, but like it's everything sounds very complex, but it's really not. We are doing a lot of efforts, especially for B2C, to kind of gamify everything. So it sounds Laku. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. Somebody's coming. So we really want to do a lot for user experience. So we really want to kind of gamify everything. So it will be easy to use and fun to use. But also for businesses, we want to automate all of these interactions, what they do, because this really we cannot expect that project or company will allocate somebody to do the trading, do the hedging themselves. So that's why the B2 will be kind of automated solution for that.
All right, man. Well, and so in terms of how they do this, is this set up kind of almost like a prediction market, or is it more of like a staking tokens kind of thing, like a lock token thing, or like how does the process work?
So basically, there's a few different models. What we have, the first model is just a very plain CDB. Laku. Oh, sorry, dog is going crazy.
It's all right.
So basically, first model is a CDB model, and this is how we create a liquid token. So basically, people deposit collateral, and same way as MakerDAO, you can mint DAI, stablecoin. In our case, you can mint a volatile asset, which is now, let's say, base fee. So now you mint a token which represents the base fee and block space of Ethereum synthetically. So it moves the same. It's pegged with 50 steps logarithmic moving average, and it kind of mimics the base fee. And now you have a liquid token which is tradable on MMAs, like secondary MMAs, and but that is one model. Of course, we will have options. We will now trying to figure out the best solution for binary options. That will be a casino. I will tell you, just few seconds interval, base fee, Bitcoin transaction fee, anything up or down, and that those are the gamified kind of things. So we will have many different approaches and many different for basically you have a different kind of users, you have a different kind of needs. So we want to accommodate all of those.
All right, man. Well, I guess last question. Will there be like a official, is there like a Hedgehog token that plays into this?
Yes. So it's a Hog token, and that is the kind of a basic governance token. But we try to how can I say, usually when you have a token, a project has a token, it's just living its own life. It really doesn't represent the company at all. It doesn't. If there are companies doing good, there's nothing for that token holders, only the speculation aspect to it.
Yeah.
So how we wanted to approach is that almost the 50%, I think it was 48%, is in DAO's treasury, and significant part of the protocol revenue will be in the DAO's treasury. So basically, so that kind of benefit the DAO, the benefit the token holders, and we will be adding lots of utility, and we want to kind of do different revenue streams what can accommodate those like DAO and those like DAO token holders.
All right, cool. And then you said launch, you're eyeing, is it Q3 now?
Yes. Now we are aiming like not aiming, but launching. This is some alpha, you guys know, this week. Maybe next week, but we're really aiming for this week launching our liquidity bootstrapping program. So basically, it's a soft staking program, and you have those all the top assets what you have, like Sonic native assets. You can soft stake them and commit to provide liquidity when the main net will go live. And by soft staking, I mean that you just sign an intent. So the funds doesn't leave your wallet. Like you don't need to withdraw them or anything. You just kind of signing intent to deposit them to the liquidity pool. And when you sign that intent, you start generating our HOG token. And when the mainnet is live, if you provide the liquidity, you get the tokens. So it's a very easy and secure. There's no smart contract. So there's like no smart contract risk to do anything. So basically,
it's a liquidity promise ring.
It's a liquidity promise. Yeah. So you just move your funds out of your wallet. So yeah, it's just kind of a reward stop. So yeah, that will be live and launched real soon.
Hell yeah. And let's get those dates again. This week was LBP.
Yes, we'll try to do it this week or next week. There's some few what we need to do, but like as always, I don't want to promise like tomorrow, but because anything can happen and we can find something. But yeah, this week or this is what I already learned. But like
yeah,
you don't promise too strict timelines.
All right, man. Well, yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Definitely keep us updated. You need to come back on when you guys get closer to launch or launch date. And yeah, always a pleasure to chat with you, man.
Thank you, guys, and thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to this particular podcast. So
yeah, we'll definitely do it again. And thanks again, Esco.
Yeah,
we will see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
We'll back again, dude. It was great, Esco. Yeah, we gotta have him back, dude. I want to diagram out that the tokens again. I got a little confused how they all work, but it seems awesome, dude. And you guys heard it here first. LBP tomorrow. Be there. All right. I forget which ones I have on loop and which ones I have on restart. Yeah, so guys, it's gonna be a fucking great week for us here on the GMSONIC show. Yeah, I'm super stoked, dude. I was excited to talk to Hedgehog since I met them in Vienna. So real great to have him on.
Well, I was going to say, I guess while we're covering potential points for a drop with Hedgehog, we would take a look real quick at they released a list of, as you may or may not know, season 1 of the Sonic points was all about liquidity to the chain, bringing your stables and everything. Sources liquid, I thought that was pretty good, but I don't know, liquidity promise ring. But yeah, season 1 was all about bringing the liquidity. Season 2 has, they've put it out there that it's all about the dApps. It's all about the ecosystem. So they've released a list of applications so far. This is a post from Luis, but a lot of apps on here. I'm not going to name them all, but you can find the post. It's floating around. Just about anything you can possibly think of. There will be incentives, in terms of points for using the applications. So even though season 1 is just about to get dropped, season 2 is already underway.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's a extensive. Here's how I know it's extensive. There's like stuff on here I've never even heard of. So that's
Orderly Network. I've never heard of Orderly Network.
Oh, Orderly makes perps, which I think they kind of like have like a perp framework that projects can build on top of. So I know like Boom uses it for their like for their perps.
Sacker doesn't even have a token anymore, I don't think.
Well, just like anything else, you've seen, you know, there's a few things on there that they probably put on before. Like, for instance, you had the issues with like stuff like Sakura recently. But they did say they were, you know, this will be updated as we're like going through the season. So I'm sure there'll be things taken off, things added, all that stuff.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I was a little distracted because I was looking at this and I was reminded of a protocol I was using, Womo, and I thought I got rugged, but I figured it out. Don't worry about it. Womo?
Yeah. You know what? You know what's been distracting me this whole stream?
Tell me it.
I've had this photo on my desktop like the whole time. Yeah. So yeah, you know, if there's no Epstein files, we gotta free this innocent woman.
Dude.
We gotta let her out of prison.
She's like, she was good at her job, dude. Look, she's already seduced you, bro. You haven't even seen her in person yet.
This is actually the shot. They cropped it. I think this is the shot where he's like holding Epstein's feet in her hands. She's like giving him a foot rub.
Yeah. The other legendary photos with her and that other chick where they're in bikinis, you know what I'm talking about?
And they're like chilling on like the front of a cabin or something.
Yeah. Someone needs to launch this, tokenize this.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, so look, can we go back to the Sonic Points cheat sheet real quick? I'm sorry. I'm focused now. Sonic Points cheat sheet. What do I need to be doing maxing out on here? Earn points using these apps on Sonic. So just like on Sonic, basically.
I don't know. I don't think there's like a, you know how like in season 1 we had assets and they kind of like gave them the multipliers.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen yet. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, but I don't think I've seen yet how this gets like I don't know if there is like multipliers. I mean, obviously, I guess they can't like say, hey, these apps get 12x multipliers and these only get 6. So, I mean, I'm guessing there's some kind of like base, you know, probably just like a base rate that gets applied to everything.
Yeah. Okay. So really it's just use Sonic and you'll get rewarded basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's really all it comes down to is, for instance, in season 1, you would have had those classic airdrop farmers that all they had to do was park their assets on the chain. Didn't have to necessarily use anything. So yeah, that's where like season 2 is different, is that the emphasis is like on using these applications.
Zorgblatt says the assets themselves get the multiplier.
And he says, depending on the asset. Okay, so I guess it's still like the assets get the multipliers and then you get something else for the protocols, I guess. I think. But I'm sure we'll get more of that here soon. I mean, it's kind of like season 2 has started, but the focus I think right now is still like we have to get the season 1 dropout, you know. So I'm sure we'll get more on this.
I know you all are so excited for the airdrop. I know I am. I'm excited to get my 50,000 S. And
yeah, you know what else? You know what else would be good timing is there's a new meme launch pad coming, and I think that maybe we'll get the drop in time where everybody can just, you know, launch some shitters and, you know, have some fun.
Masterfully timed here, new launch pad. This one is just on Telegram right now, right?
Yeah, they got their X and their Telegram up, but it is like a platform. But I think the platform's coming like in the next week or 2. But a handful of community guys behind it, so I think it'll be good. It'll be interesting. We're kind of you know, not to sound ignorant, but it's like I know, I think DJ Express is still around, but it seems like they've just things have just gotten kind of quiet. You know, they had some kind of technical issue, and I don't know if like people, I think the site's still up and everything, but I think that there is kind of like a, you know, people have been looking for something to do, it feels like, on the network. So
Beanie Zombie made it off of Dejan Express recently. Uppies, Pyramid Scheme, S Demon.
Yeah, so I guess the site's still around, but
it's a little slowed down. Fallout Zone, aren't they doing a loyalty thing too? Like the longer you're in it, the better it becomes. I think so for Sonic Points. Could be wrong. Let's check it out.
Yeah. Something else that got released is on top of the Yaps, they just launched a creator program. Sonic did, and 100,000 S a month for content. It's not bad. We're gonna start. You know what? We can just submit GMSONIC, right?
Yeah, we should be participating in this, bro. What the hell?
Well, because you'll notice, I think there was, of course, some people upset in the comments that they have ruled out X for your content. So, they want to expand the platforms, but luckily we stream to YouTube and X. So, Zork says we're about to be rich. Yeah, we're about to scoop up 70, 80,000 of these S tokens every month.
Anybody here look, we're not going to be streaming on X anymore. Fuck it, dude. Anyone that's watching us on X, you need to transition to the YouTube right now. Right now, in midstream. I want to see the numbers flip in front of me.
Yeah, we've gotten, and we have discussed, our platform now allows us to also push the kick at the same time. So it's like, maybe we'll send in the YouTube and the kick. It's like double points.
YouTube kick. I'll start making some TikToks. I'll learn some dances. I learned some Bay Area dances the other day. Drac, you ever heard of the schmoozy dance?
I haven't seen the schmoozy, but I'm familiar with like some Bay dancing.
They got some crazy names for their dances, dude. The bird. I feel we took a bird. It's crazy. I also just realized I stepped entirely in your transition to the most beautiful Miss Epstein.
Yeah, you know what? We'll just keep this up while we talk.
Yeah, we got to talk about what's happened here, though. Did we talk about it on stream? We talked about it before stream.
Which part? The just how there's no Epstein files?
Yeah, there's no Epstein files. You guys have all been had. It was all smoke screen. It wasn't true.
Yeah, even though there was a report on somebody's desk, and JD Vance went on a podcast saying they're going to release the files, and there's a minute missing from when Epstein may or may not. Anyway, we got to have a whole other show for this stuff. I think we got to,
Yeah, well, to me, it just seems like there's.
I see Zorg and Miner in here. We need to get on. Tin needs to set up like a podcast network, and then we could just have a show that's like all this stuff we also enjoy talking about.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, we get another supplemental show going on. That would be TikTok. Think about it. That would do excellent over there. But no, I mean, it's crazy because it's like there's so many red flags in this story, which if you haven't heard the Epstein files, they're saying there are no Epstein files. He definitely killed himself according to the government. They released the video that they claim that they didn't have at all. And it's insane. It's insane. They claim they didn't have the video. Look, well, think how crazy this is. The one thing they claimed they had, which was like the travel logs, they now say are not real, even though everyone has seen the PDFs of it. And now they say that the one thing that they didn't have, which was the video, they do have. They just find it. They just found it. And also there was nothing on the video. So why wouldn't they have released it when they got it?
Well, there's a minute cut out of the video, which is also, I was talking about how the camera angle of the video, a minute is a lot of time to be missing there because all it would take is like a few seconds for, whatever needed to get done. Now, the real question to me now, Miner says there's no island, nothing to see here. Yeah, they're all generated satellite images and all that stuff. My real question at this point is, all right, did they take him out in the cell, right? Mm-hmm. Like, did they kill him, or did they actually just take him out? And by take him out, I mean, did they take him out of the cell? Like, let him get out? That's the real question to me, I think, is did the guy have really that much stuff that he was able to finesse his way completely out? I think it's possible.
Yeah, dude, they flew his ass right back to Israel, dude.
They dropped him at Mossad headquarters, but now we're getting into the territory. We're gonna get taken off the show.
I was gonna make another joke about the tunnels, but I mean, whatever.
Well, we were just in Brooklyn, so Yeah,
I honestly was thinking about that. I felt so crazy where I was walking around because So we had dinner with some people, and they were talking to us about how like the restaurants all have like a basement level for like baking, like just doing shit down there. And I was like, so this is where the tunnels are, huh? Like this is how so this is how they're popping up out of ground. Uh, no, but like crazy stuff, crazy time we're alive to be living through here. I'm sure President Trump is doing this for our own safety and good. Ask Caffey, he knows the answer. That'd be a great Caffey turned out to be alive. But I really
would love
do
that.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember when McAfee died and there was all these crazy things that were floating around, like he had a dead man's trigger. Like there was like when McAfee died, there was a dead man's trigger that was like supposedly a condo in Miami, had all this stuff in it. And then like the same week that condo got like demolished, and like, I don't know. It's always fun stuff on CT. You can't really beat the mix of finance with conspiracy theory stuff. So it's always a good time.
I love it, dude. The conspiracy theories is what keeps us alive, And the thing about conspiracies, dude, is the irony of them is conspiracies are real, dude. I mean, like Watergate, you could say, was a conspiracy. Any people conspire to do things all the time. It's only the ones that get caught that are that we ever learn about.
Well, I guess there is another conspiracy floating around right now that there was someone released a link yesterday that was a link to where Pump Fun is going to have their public sale for their token. And I believe it was with Gate, the exchange Gate, but all the stuff's like been wiped since then. So I guess the question is, was it a mistake, or was it just like fake news?
Fake news, perhaps. Fake news. I don't know. What do you think? Are you going to buy into this Pump Fun sale, you think? I feel like it's a slaughterhouse.
It's all right. It's hard to really, okay, like for instance, they're talking about the token launching at 3 or 4 billion valuation. I think it would be kind of crazy for this token not to very rapidly go to like 15, 20 billion. So I think there is like an opportunity for X's there, but it's the people behind all of this that make it hard for me to like want to like really go all in or ape on. Say what you want about the team, but there's no way around really that it's like an extraction factory, and good for them. I mean, they came up with it. Like I said last episode, DeFi is capitalism. You're using their product. You want their product. They're getting paid for it. That's how it works. But I guess what I'm saying is like, you had launches like Hype where every week the team is doing buybacks and, burns and all kinds of stuff. I kind of just got a little feeling that there's not going to be a lot of fairness around the Pump token launch, and there's probably going to be a lot of people to get wrecked. They are also claiming there's going to be like buybacks and stuff. So I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's just it feels a little riskier, I guess. But you never know. Maybe they drop this token and instead they're like, we're going to pump this thing to Valhalla and share some crumbs with everyone after we made our $500 million. But, I don't know.
For me, it's like, I feel like the point that you're kind of getting at here is it's the trust, right? Like business is all about trust, right? It's like trust you to keep your word, trust you to do something fairly, trust you to be able to even execute, right?
Yeah.
There's like lots of different levels that I need to be able to trust my counterparty on. And for this one, I think they can execute, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's for their own bag for sure.
Yeah.
Will they give a single fuck about me at all? Probably not.
Yeah, I think that like sums it up really well, is that obviously this team can execute. The question is, do they want to,
Do they want to do it in a way that is at all beneficial for me? Yeah. So,
exactly. Because there's other things too. I mean, they are going like the traditional, they have like, I think the number was 1 billion. They raised 1 billion behind the scenes. I haven't looked into it enough. Like, I don't know if they've made public what the vesting terms are and everything for the money they've raised. But typically, just like anything else, you got a VC raise token. Inevitably, there's going to be some insane sell pressure. So I don't know. I think it's going to be very chaotic at launch. Maybe they let everybody have a little pump at launch, though. I don't know. So I'm keeping my eye on it. I'm still like I said, I still think that pump at 15 or 20 billion seems like very, very reasonable. If they're launching at 3 or 4 billion, even if you buy and the launch doesn't go great, there's probably still a chance to just hold and wait. But yeah, a lot of unknowns. I have a hard time like being like, man, like I'm gonna put like a bunch of money into this. So yeah, Zorg says personally, everything sold is a hedge against gains. It's true. I mean, it's like a true casino. It's like I've even gotten roped into the Sol game during the bear market. It was like I had a few wins on some meme tokens, and it wasn't like I had those wins and then I was like, oh, I'm like a genius, because that happens to a lot of people where they have like one win and then they just blow it all. But yeah, I had a series of wins, but then I had a series of losses, and I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm going to stop while I still have, some gains here. But yeah, I mean, they've also released, Fallout Zone says, are they not making enough from fees? Yeah, they make a ton from fees every single day. They don't need a token, of course, but you know how it goes when you have projects like, I don't know, Zero, or I mean, there's lots of projects where it's like the product itself can make a lot of money. Yeah. So I don't know.
Like, why not? Like, they're just leaving money on the table if they don't, right? Like,
yeah, for the team, it's like, yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah, I get that. But here you're just gonna see another example of, they're gonna say,
I want to look at this like with the clear fucking diamond clear fucking like detached godlike omniscient omnipresent view, where I'm like completely devoid of any, what would you call that, like bias?
Yeah,
right? Because there is a path here. I don't know how likely it is, or how how feasible it is, where Pump Fund becomes like the Twitch of like crypto, where they've become fucking incredibly massive, successful, integrating streaming and this token, right? That's possible. It's fairly possible. Yeah. They've got the mind share. They have the audience. They have they had the revenue. I think it's fallen off significantly recently, but it's possible. That's why I'm thinking about this, right? It could be the buy of the century, or it could be I get pumped for fun, I don't like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's very true. But I don't know. I was talking about this in another conversation where there is kind of like a little bit of, I don't want to say sadness, because, the game continues on. There's always going to be launches and new things, but I feel like this is kind of like the last. We had all these things kind of like in the bear market where they were all, guaranteeing tokens eventually. And this is kind of like the last one from that era, I feel like, in terms of like, you had like Hype and Jupe and Camino and Zero. And I mean, just, the list goes on, but it's kind of like, this kind of feels like the last big one.
The last like new product to not have a token, right?
Yeah.
The first token launch. I guess the only one I can think, it's like Bera's already launched, and Bera was, people were talking about Bera when I was getting into DeFi, and they were like, it's the meme chain. It's a meme. And it finally happened. Is Monad the only other one?
Yeah, I guess there's still Monad. I guess that would really be like the last one from that like era.
So it's balls in your court, Monad. You got to outdo Pump Fun.
Yeah. I got a feeling that's not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is crazy. It does kind of feel like the closing of an era almost, right? Like it almost feels like this is like the last gasp of the Wild West, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not a pessimist here.
Yeah. If they want to, they could really just like blow it out if they just, decided last minute that, you know, I think Flying Tulip needs a token. You know, just thinking out loud here.
Flying Tulip does have a token. It's S, the Sonic token.
Oh, that's big brain.
I'm excited for Flying Tulip to launch immediately when the airdrop happens. That's what I'm expecting to happen.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Follows his Monad still on testnet. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's test nutting right now.
It's test nutting. It's in test nuts. Yep. They still, you know, they forgot to remove the AVAX tags from the code, but that's okay. I'm sure their main net will be great. No offense to the purple guys.
I'm a big fan of all the purple guys, the plushies they got. I'm ready for them to launch and take the world by storm, and then we'll work in tandem with Sonic to usher in the new blockchain future, Dracula.
That's right. But yeah, I think that's all we had for today. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think that's about it. All I can think about, all I care about really today. I was going to say this, though. We talked a lot about conspiracies today, and the key point I want to make about conspiracies is that, you know, if you're not participating in one, you're the victim of one. So you need to sign up for a cabal today. And so be sure to sign up to join our Telegram. Our exclusive cabal will keep you safe from all the Epsteins out there and Ghislaines. They're going to try and prey on you.
Yeah, join the TG. The links are on all our stuff. Join the TG. Join the newsletter. It comes out every week, just kind of like sums up a lot of the stuff we talked about. There's all links all over for that stuff. And we will see you guys Friday. We are still in Joyful July. So
still Joyful July, fellas. Don't forget.
Yeah. So yeah. And Zork says the TG cured my night terrors. Thank you. No problem. Yeah, that's how we do it. And we will see you guys Friday.
Till Friday.
Hope Corville feels better.
GMSONIC is Corville and Dracula Presley. GM.